Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. I'm coming to you from the bathroom as I have had to do a restructuring, if you will, of my life, and I have a lot of people living in a small environment, so this is the only place I get a little privacy where we're not going to be interrupted, so we can have some intimate time together. You, my fans, and I fan of you. Right? Right. You can help by hitting this subscribe and the bell, and we're going to get bigger digs, and I'm going to invite you all over, and we're going to have a party in the hizzy, if you know what that means anymore. I don't know. That's probably like well past, right? Do people still know who Snoop Dogg is? I hope so, because he was the best in the land as far as I'm concerned, as far as rappers are concerned. Why am I talking about rappers right now? We got hockey to talk about. Deepak Turaha from Punjabi, India writes, where do you get your picks from? Where does it come from? Well, my friend, thank you, Deepak, for asking that question. I have a deep meditation and nap regimen that I do daily, where I focus my intention on the picks that come from the ether into me and I bring to you. And I watch a shitload of NHL hockey, an ungodly amount of NHL hockey. The two combined have worked fairly well for me. Now, the last couple games, I've been sitting around 60%, not my normal. So we're working towards 80%, aren't we, boys and girls? Because that's where the money is. Yes. If you noticed, I haven't even shaved yet. I get up in the morning and my thought process is picks for my friends, my loved ones, my beloved. Here we go. I just did Bruins, Habs, Sens, Islanders, Hurricanes, Flyers, and Knights, Jackets in my previous video this morning. I'm on to my next one. The first one is the Kings and the Leafs. Muzzin is back into the Leafs lineup, which is huge. People have been wondering what's wrong with the Leafs lately. Well, Jake Muzzin is one of the most underrated defensemen in the league. And they are pretty thin on D as it is. And now he's back. And they're playing against a very poor team. Muzzin was a King. Now he's back to the Kings again. I imagine there's going to be a lot of oomph in the Leafs to win this for their brother. And not to mention the Kings kind of suck. So, and with Quick in net. Now, if they go with Campbell, and it's possible that Kings could start going with Campbell on a regular basis because Quick looks like he is approaching the end of his career. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of salary left in his contract. So, difficulties there, but we'll get into that another time. If Campbell's in, I take the under on this. If Quick is in, I take the over. So far, Quick is in, so I'm saying the Leafs 5-2. The Devils versus the Jets. I don't want to touch this game. People have been asking. Actually, I got a letter here. Susan Shawinigan from Port Point, Kentucky, wrote, what's going on with the New Jersey Devils? That was a short letter. The thing is that they've had a really brutal schedule. So that's part of it. And they have some depth on D, but the main thing is their goaltending. Coming up against the Jets now, they're going to be putting Blackwood in net. Blackwood's a pretty young guy to be handing the reins to, and it's hard to tell right now how he's going to handle it. So far, it hasn't been bad. If he does well, if he shows well, because they can't put Schneider in there. Schneider's completely lost all his confidence now. If Schneider's in tonight, it's the Jets and the over. They're showing the Jets are going to play Hellebuck, and I imagine that's likely the case. Hellebuck has been saving their ass. Their defense is brutal right now, decimated with injuries and the whole situation going on with Bufflin. That's been a political disaster for the Winnipeg Jets. If I'm the owner, actually, of the Winnipeg Jets now, I don't know if it's the owner's problem, but I'm toasting that general manager. It is a political disaster. But they seem to keep on going. Paul Maurice seems to hold it together. I got the Jets 5-4, but I'm not sure because Hellebuck can stop everything, and Blackwood could come in and be really good either as well. I shade to the over and I shade to the Jets, but I really just would stay far away from this game. There's too many factors that can change anything here. And it can go any way. There's so many factors. Avs versus the Stars. No Rantanen, as far as I know, and no Landeskog, as far as I know, still on long term. Stars are looking a lot better, especially Bishop, who should be in net. Radulov is looking much better. I'm going towards the Stars here. I'm going to say 3-2. Because the Stars play a very defensive game, but their offense is going at such a rate right now. I wouldn't take an under on this because they can easily, they both still have enough firepower to bring it past the over. So I would just take the win and I would take the Stars. Yotes versus the Flames. Yotes on a back-to-back. Had watched them last night. Tough game with the Oilers. They're going to be a little bit tired. The Flames are so inconsistent right now, but I love Rittich, and Rantan's going to be in that. This would be a classic under. Go under on this. I'm taking the Flames 3-2, but the main bet here is the under on this game. I'm going to have a video on the Blues, Canucks, Wild Ducks, and Blackhawks, and San Jose Sharks next, and we are going to just have a big group hug. Let's have a big group hug right now. Doesn't that feel good? Lots of love to you.